I don't have anything like officially prepared, but I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine tonight that really inspired sort of a topic that I've gotten kind of heated on before, because I see a lot of people make this mistake specifically in the camera world in terms of the use of the word 4K. HD and 4K refer specifically to two aspect ratios. You have 1920 by 1080, which is the HD version. My chair keeps spinning. Then you have 4K, which is 3840 by 2160, and that refers to the pixels measurements, like you'd measure a room, width and height. But that is not really what makes video quality good. That's just the size, the scale of the image. So saying that something is 4K does not always necessarily mean it's higher quality than HD, but bit rate refers to the amount of information within that size, specifically the level of change that those pixels experience. If I sit still, the only information that matters for this video to update is my mouth moving. Everything else around me can stay the same. A low bitrate video would make basically that gray never change. It would just be almost a still picture, okay? And there wouldn't be very much depth because it doesn't need to be, it never moves. Now, if I put my hand in front of that gray, now those pixels have to change, which means that the file quality, the file size now has to go up because there's more changing information within the video. So low bit rate will compress and condense unmoving pixels like this, or anything that it doesn't actually have to change or move. And it will only focus on things like my mouth, my hand, things that are actively moving. But a high bit rate will not only actively update these pixels, but it's going to squeeze in more digital information about maybe this light shadow on some of the wrinkles and how those change, and there might be some grain and things. So that's how bitrate works. Now, when you go on to Netflix will sell you a streaming service for 4K. That's an upgradable thing. But what you're watching is 4K technically, and it is an improved bitrate, but it's not very impressive. Netflix, I believe, goes to 16 megabytes a second, assuming you have the best internet connection possible. That's 16 megabytes per second of streaming of 4K. That sounds pretty impressive, right? 16. A Blu-ray DVD goes up to 128 megabytes a second. That's a vast, unbelievably higher amount of image quality. So your 4K that you're getting streaming will never be even in the same ballpark of quality as a 4K Blu-ray is that is transferring from a DVD through a high-quality HDMI cable onto your 4K TV. So, when you buy a camera that says it films in 4K, it might, and probably does, film at that aspect ratio, but the bit rate, the information within it, is not going to be very high because that takes a much higher level of processing, which is a more expensive, computer chip. And if it's a cheap camera, guess what? It's going to look cheap, whether it's HD or 4K. The image quality is just not going to look good. So anyways, it's just my little caveat. I just wanted to say that about HD and 4K because I see a lot of people get really, really nice TVs and then they stream 4K Netflix. And it's like, dude, it doesn't matter. You don't need, it's going to look sharp, but unless you're watching 4K Blu-rays on an old-fashioned Blu-ray player, you're just not going to be getting the most out of that TV. It's just, your internet just can't allow it. The infrastructure of our internet in the United States just does not allow that kind of quality transfer. So don't be goofed by 4K. All right, 4K is a buzzword, and don't worry about it so much. Oh, and also, a lot of stuff is filmed in 1080p and then scaled up to 4K. Let me also just say that. So, if you see a 4K, I do it all the time, like this. I will upload this video today in 4K. And so if you see that option to go click on 4K, it's not improving the quality, okay? It's just scaling it bigger. So there's no more bitrate information or anything like that. Yeah, don't fall for it.